Good evening, hello, welcome. You're with the news today, your primetime destination, newsmakers, talking points. The big talking point is coming with a new chief minister now for Delhi. The third chief minister of the state, Atishi, is the new chief minister. But will she be a proxy for Arvind Kejriwal? Also, what are the hits and misses of Modi 3.0 as the government completes 100 years? Is it still working under coalition pressures? We'll raise that question too on the news today, plus all the news updates. But the story that's breaking at this moment, more than 1,000 people are injured in different parts of Beirut, Lebanon, when their handheld pagers have exploded. The visuals that you can see on your screen are from the suburbs of Beirut and are now viral on social media. Reports say Iran's ambassador to Lebanon has also been hurt in the process, and the pager explosions are now, and he is now under observation at a hospital. So far, 3 people have lost their lives during the incident. A Hezbollah official speaking on condition of anonymity said the detonation of the pagers was the biggest security breach. Based on initial assessments, pagers exploded in Beirut and are likely to be the alphanumeric pager by Gold Apollo Company Limited, Taiwan. According to AP, Lebanon's health ministry has called on all hospitals to take in emergency patients who own the pagers to get away from them. It has also asked workers to avoid using wireless devices. We'll have more on that global story that's breaking at this moment. As I said, those pagers exploding in these unprecedented attacks that have taken place in Lebanon and could lead to a big escalation in the West Asia war. Delhi has a new chief minister. Arvind Kejriwal quit today as Delhi chief minister, and his loyal leader Atishi was chosen as his successor. The BJP has dismissed the change of guard in Delhi, claiming Atishi will only be a puppet of Arvind Kejriwal. But Atishi's emergence is one of the stories of the day, and it's our top story. Delhi has got its third woman chief minister on a dramatic day. Take a look.
मेरे गुरु अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का धन्यवाद करना चाहती हूं, जिन्होंने मुझे इतनी बड़ी जिम्मेदारी दी और इस जिम्मेदारी के लिए मुझ पे भरोसा किया.
Delhi gets a new chief minister 5 months before polls. Ruling Aam Aadmi Party has picked Arvind Kejriwal's trusted aide Atishi as his successor, but only till next polls. Atishi had been steering governance when Kejriwal was in jail for 5 months. Soon after getting the mantle, Atishi swore allegiance to Kejriwal.
मैं आज ये जरूर कहना चाहती हूँ आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी विधायकों की तरफ से, दिल्ली की 2 करोड़ जनता की तरफ से, कि दिल्ली का एक ही मुख्यमंत्री है और उस मुख्यमंत्री का नाम अरविंद केजरीवाल है. ऐसे ईमानदार आदमी पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप लगाए, झूठे केस किए, फर्जी केस किए.
While AAP netas hailed Atishi's elevation as chief minister,
सबने एक साथ मिलके आतिशी के नाम पे सहमति जताई.
Rebel AAP MP Swati Maliwal attacked Atishi over her family's fight to stop hanging of parliament attack convict terrorist Afzal Guru.
दिल्ली के लिए एक बहुत दुखद दिन है. आज दिल्ली की मुख्यमंत्री एक ऐसी महिला आतिशी मारलेना जी बनने जा रही हैं, जिनके अपने परिवार ने आतंकवादी अफजल गुरु को फांसी की सजा से बचाने के लिए एक लंबी लड़ाई लड़ी. ये कितनी गलत बात है.
BJP questioned Atishi's elevation as Delhi chief minister and called her a puppet by Kejriwal, who will just be remote controlled.
फरवरी में चुनाव आने वाले हैं अगले साल, तो दिल्ली के लोग तो मन बना चुके हैं कि केजरीवाल जैसे लोग, आम आदमी जैसे लोगों को कभी भी राजनीति में कभी भी जगह नहीं देना चाहिए.
आज एक आंदोलन के बाहरी व्यक्ति को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया जा रहा है, वो भी किस व्यक्ति को, जिसके परिवार ने अफजल गुरु जैसे आतंकवादी को माफी दिलवाने के लिए पेटिशन दायर की थी। ऐसी नक्सली मानसिकता को बैकडोर से दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री की कुर्सी पर बैठाने का पाप अरविंद केजरीवाल कर रहे हैं।
Atishi has strong support of Kejriwal and party top guns. Can she prove to be AAP's Brahmastra? With Amit Bharadwaj and Piyush Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what does the move to make Atishi the new Chief Minister of Delhi mean? Joining me now is someone who is very close to Arvind Kejriwal, is a key strategist of the Aam Aadmi Party, Sandeep Pathak, its National General Secretary and MP Rajya Sabha joins me. Appreciate your joining us, Sandeep. The first statement of Atishi seemed to suggest that she is only at the moment a temporary interim Chief Minister. She said, I am not the Chief Minister, मैं मुख्यमंत्री नहीं हूँ, दिल्ली के एक ही मुख्यमंत्री रहेंगे, वो है अरविंद केजरीवाल. What does that mean? She may be de jure Chief Minister, but Arvind Kejriwal remains de facto Chief Minister of Delhi. Am I correct?
I think you will have to understand this very clearly, Rajdeep, that why Arvind Kejriwal has resigned today. The fact that the Bharatiya Janata Party left no stone unturned to break down and disintegrate the entire party, but they failed miserably. Now, they also wanted Arvind Kejriwal to resign when he was in the jail, but he did not, just to ensure that the constitutional practices are in place and democratic fabrics are not, played around by BJP the way they have been doing around the country. Now, after coming out from the jail, Arvind Kejriwal had decided to resign because he wanted to go to the people of Delhi and take mandate from them, take certificate of honesty from them, and therefore he has resigned. Now, we have a few months left before the election would happen. So for these few months, Atishi ji has been chosen to become the Chief Minister.
No, so she is a stop. No, Sandeep, so Sandeep, she is a stopgap Chief Minister. Effectively, you are saying she is only there for a few months. You're telling me that Atishi is a stopgap Chief Minister. BJP is calling her a puppet Chief Minister. You seem to suggest she's a stopgap Chief Minister.
So let's ignore what BJP is saying because they are here just to say something random which has no meaning. You have to understand Arvind Kejriwal has resigned today just to ensure that just to go to the court of people and that people give him certificate of integrity and honesty. Number one. Number two, you are left with few months, and for these few months you need to run the government because people have given the mandate to run the government. So therefore Atishi has been chosen to be the CM for now. So whatever BJP is saying, they should rather focus on the fact that putting their house in order. With the kind of response BJP is giving on this matter, you would see they're totally clueless, they have no idea what is going on, and they're just talking random, beating about the bush.
No, but the fact is, Sandeep Pathak, that you will go into the next election with Arvind Kejriwal as your face. Therefore, what is Atishi's exact role? Let's get it very clear. A Chief Minister's role. What exactly is the role?
Absolutely, very pointed question, Rajdeep, and I have a pointed answer to that. There are two roles Atishi has in hands. Number one, that she has to bring back Arvind Kejriwal along with the 2 crore Dilhites. So all Delhi people and Atishi and entire government, all of us will have to fight and then bring back Arvind Kejriwal as the Chief Minister, number one. Number two, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been bent on stopping all the good work that Arvind Kejriwal had initiated, whether it's a Bijli, it's a Pani or health or education system, everything. They would try to destroy the work done by Kejriwal. So Atishi's hands are full to ensure, to protect all these work and ensure that they all continue. So these are the two clear-cut job of Atishi for now has been laid down.
I want to ask you this though again, that you are going into the elections, as you keep saying, with Arvind Kejriwal. This is an opportunity for Arvind Kejriwal to vindicate itself. Why did you choose Atishi? Is it loyalty? The only factor that you've chosen is you wanted someone who will unquestioningly accept Arvind Kejriwal's leadership. Am I clear on that? Is that the main qualification for Atishi?
See, I'll tell you one thing, Rajbir, unlike any other political party, our political party is little different. And all the MLAs in the party is capable of becoming the chief minister. There is absolutely no doubt. And obviously, Atishi has been chosen because she was there in ministries. She has been handling most of the ministries. You have a limited time also. So she was well versed with the departments. She was functioning, and everybody in consensus decided to support Atishi, and that's how she's here.
No, is it consensus or is it Mr. Kejriwal decided? Because there are people senior to her in your party as well, who are ministers who will probably now work under her, the likes of Gopal Rai. Have you chosen her simply, I repeat, because she is someone who will completely remain in Mr. Kejriwal's shadow? Is that the reason? Primarily?
Our entire party is shadow of Arvind Kejriwal, number one. Number two, why she was chosen, anybody could have been chosen. That is not important today. Whoever will be chosen, they have got a clear-cut job to do, to execute the same thing that we all got to do it. Now, I'll tell you one thing. We need to ponder more upon today that why Kejriwal had to resign. In today's political situation in country where BJP is state after state, they're going and dismantling democratically elected government. So what is going on in the country if you look at it? So Kejriwal has shown a path to the other chief ministers that if something like that happens, never resign when you are in jail. Don't resign under pressure of BJP. Resign if you think you are in full control and as per your own wish.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. You've given us a sense of yes.
One more thing, Rajdeep, very interesting. Never before in the history of India or any other across the world, any political person would have gone to people and asked the mandate in integrity and honesty that मुझे तभी आप वोट देना अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं ईमानदार हूँ.
But Mr. Pathak, never before, if I may say so, never before in the country that I recall is someone in jail, arrested and continues as chief minister. So there are two sides to this story. There will be those who will say Arvind Kejriwal remained in jail and refused to resign.
Never before, absolutely never before the country has seen in the central dispensation going after state and breaking down, disintegrating the democratically elected government. So you have to respond to the situation, and situation demanded that don't succumb to the pressure of Bharatiya Janata Party and protect the constitution. It was the duty of a democratically elected chief minister to protect the constitution and protect the democratic fabric. And Arvind Kejriwal is always known to show the path to the world in terms of politics, be it politics or be it anything.
Okay.
Is Arvind Kejriwal.
I'm going to leave it there. We'll wait and see how the people of Delhi react to Atishi taking over from Arvind Kejriwal and what role she will play and how this will work out in the months ahead. But for now, Sandeep Pathak for joining me here on the news today. Appreciate you joining me. Sandeep Pathak there of the Aam Aadmi Party on Atishi's rise as Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, let's turn from there to Prime Minister Modi, who today marked his 100th day in his third term in office. The Prime Minister also celebrated his 74th birthday with a number of launches, including the Subhadra scheme and key infrastructure projects in Odisha and government. The Modi government has also released a report where it claims its various achievements in 100 days. The Congress, though, is questioning whether this government is really Modi's or a coalition government. Take a look at our other top story.
Modi 3.0 completes 100 days. The milestone also coincides with Narendra Modi's birthday. The day he turned 74, the Prime Minister was in Odisha to launch Subhadra, a direct benefit transfer scheme aimed at women, and many highway and rail projects. Modi also met beneficiaries of the PM Awas Yojana. A day earlier, he was in Gujarat launching Namo Bharat, Rapid Rail and other projects. At a public event, he accused his rivals of targeting him even as he worked for the people of the country.
पिछले 100 दिन में न जाने कैसी कैसी बातें होने लगी। इस दौरान मेरा मजाक उड़ाने लगे। ये सरदार पटेल की भूमि से पैदा हुआ बेटा है। हर अपमान को सहते हुए एक प्रण लेकर के 100 दिन मैंने आपके कल्याण के लिए, देश हित के लिए नीति बनाने और निर्णय लेने में जुटा दिए।
To mark its 100 days in office, the government has brought out a document listing achievements, highlighting projects worth around 15 lakh crore rupees for all sections of society.
जब मेक इन इंडिया का नारा दिया गया, काफी लोग इसका मखौल उड़ाते थे, मगर आज मैं बहुत फक्र के साथ कह सकता हूं कि भारत पूरी दुनिया में उत्पादन का सबसे चहेता केंद्र बन चुका है और ये वास्तविकता है।
The Congress responded by listing government's failures, accusing the NDA regime of having no vision.
The reality is that the Modi government has failed on every front. You are obviously dependent on your allies. For that, you are willing to turn a blind eye to the problems of this country. But questions will be raised about what plan do you have for this nation? How long do you continue? Do you plan to continue to misuse our agencies? What are you going to do about women's security? What are you going to do about unemployment, to rein in prices? There are various issues that face this nation. And on all those fronts, you have miserably failed this country.
The last 100 days were also an indication of the changed realities. The Modi government scrapped a UPSC advertisement for lateral entry jobs in the government after allies and opposition claimed it bypassed quota. A broadcast bill that aimed to rein in independent content creators was put on hold. A bill to amend the Waqf Act was sent to a joint parliamentary committee after opposition from allies and Muslim bodies. And a budget proposal to remove indexation benefits from capital gains was rolled back. Modi 3.0 is different from the NDA government's earlier two stints. The BJP, with 240 MPs, is well short of the majority, making it dependent on its allies. The Modi regime seems to have well and truly entered the coalition age. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's raise the big question there. Modi 3.0, is it working under coalition pressure now? Has Modi 3.0 found its feet? What are the hits and misses of Modi 3.0? Has the opposition got the measure of Modi 3.0? Some of the questions we'll raise tonight. Joining me now in the studio is Pradeep Bhandari. He's BJP spokesperson. Supriya Srinath is the Congress social media head as well as its national spokesperson. Rajat Sethi, political analyst. He's worked with BJP governments in the past. And Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay is an author who's written a biography of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I appreciate all my guests joining us. To you, Pradeep Bhandari, first. If I were to ask you the three biggest achievements you believe in the last 100 days, list them out for me. Tell me what you believe are the three biggest achievements of Modi in 3.0 in his first 100 days.
Rajdeep, not just three, I will list you 10.
But give me three, your top three.
The top three has been that there has been no difference between Prime Minister Narendra Modi 3.0, 1.0 and 2.0. In 1.0, we had launched the Jan Dhan scheme. Now we've launched the PM Ayushman Bharat scheme for all the senior citizens of the country. In 1.0, in 2.0, if you remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had gone forward triple talaq bill. This time we've given a commitment for the Waqf bill. In Modi 3.0, 1.0 and 2.0, there has been zero compromise on our core ideological issues, whether it is the UCC, whether it is one nation, one election. So if you look at it, that there is no difference between the two, and Modi 3.0, India is the fastest growing economy. And just allow me to list certain amount of basic facts. The total investment that we've invested is 15 lakh crores. The defense 1.45 lakh crore is the defense procurement we've done. We've announced 4 crore houses. The Congress party for 30 years could only build 3.5 crore houses. We've built 4 crore houses. We've announced 4 crore houses built, more than what Congress could do in 30 years. For agriculture, we have transferred 2 lakh crore of worth amount for the MSP for farmers. So we've taken care of farmers, we've taken care of women. So if you look at it holistically, there has been no area where the Modi government has fallen back.
I'm going to come to specifics in a moment, but I'm giving all of you opening remarks. You, Supriya Shrinet, here is Pradeep Bhandari talking up Modi 3.0, saying in 100 days, there's no difference between Modi 1.0 and 2.0. They're moving with the same speed, he claims.
Good evening to you, to my fellow panelists and to all your viewers. I have one question to ask before I go and respond to some of the specific things that have been raised. You know, you can keep playing around with numbers. I will just explain the truth. But I have one opening remark to make, and that remark emanates from a letter that the Congress president has written to the Prime Minister of this country. In the 100 days of the Modi government, you've had BJP functionaries, ex-MLAs, ministers, sitting MLAs openly issue life threats to the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi. You've had people say that his tongue should be cut and the reward will be 11 lakh. You've had ministers in the Modi government call Rahul Gandhi terrorist number 1. You've had ministers make bizarre statements. I first want to point to the issue that Mr. Kharge has raised, that these people need to be reined in. How can in a democracy, how can in a country like ours, people in governance, people in government be issuing open life threats to India's leader of opposition? That's the first question I want to raise, and I would like to ask my worthy colleague from the BJP, my worthy opponent, are you supportive of these statements? Do you support the fact that a member of the BJP openly says Rahul Gandhi ka wo hash rahuga jo uski dadi ka hua tha? Do you support Ravneet Bittu when he says Rahul Gandhi is terrorist number 1?
Let me settle that, ma'am. One minute. We are discussing Modi 3.0, but you've raised ma'am, you've raised an issue. Let him respond. Let him respond. You want him to respond and say, do you... No, 1 minute, ma'am.
Speak for 10 seconds.
Yes.
Let me speak for 10 seconds. You're wasting time. You could have given me those 10 seconds. Let me finish in those 10 seconds.
Go ahead.
I am only simply asking one question. आप किसको टेररिस्ट बुला रहे हैं? जिसने अपनी दादी के सीने में 32 गोलियां उतरते हुए देखी? Or the person who saw his father blown up to pieces to keep this country united? Or whose great-grandfather lived for 9.5 years of jails across India to win independence for this country? You dare call him a terrorist? And I'm going to take it lying down. I have one question to ask of the BJP. Are you supportive of the violent death threats being issued in a democracy?
I understand your anger, but allow me to ask you, you've been a TV anchor.
I want to ask that question.
Okay, let me ask the question and then I will focus again on Modi 3.0. But let's answer it because it's a serious issue that she has raised. Ravneet Bittu, a union minister, says Rahul Gandhi is a terrorist. A Shiv Sena leader says, I will give 11 lakhs for his tongue to be cut. Supriya Shrinet is raising the question that today Mallikarjun Kharge has raised to Narendra Modi. Does the BJP support this language of violence and effectively almost asking for Rahul Gandhi to be targeted? Do you support it or not? Quick answer, Pradeep.
Rajdeep, the Congress, it's coming too rich for the Congress party. The Bharatiya Janata Party believes in absolute no violence, but the Congress party, has the Congress party reined in the boti person? He's been given the ticket from Uttar Pradesh. Has Mr. Rahul Gandhi used abusive slur for Prime Minister Narendra Modi? What has happened in the United States of America in last 100 days? An India Today reporter was abused and his phone was snatched by the Congress party. Did the Congress party rein in the person? Ila Umar was
do you distance yourself from these comments?
Absolutely.
Should a minister be calling the leader of the opposition a terrorist? No, 1 minute. I want a straight answer, then we want to move on.
Rajdeep, no. Now my question is...
You say no, right?
Absolutely. Now,
you say wrong.
Now ask Mrs. Shrinet, why is she not reined in Imran Masood, who said boti kar denga? Why is she given the ticket?
Okay.
Please ask that.
So you're saying no.
No.
So you are saying it was wrong. Just a minute, sir. Let's not raise our voices.
We don't encourage violence.
Okay.
We don't. But they do that.
Okay,
they do that.
Let her now
ask her. Why has Imran Masood been given a ticket?
Okay, you've made your point.
Yes.
You've made your point. Let her respond.
What
The fact
you have said.
No, 1 minute, sir. Let's not use the fact that you're in the studio to raise your voice. Let Supriya respond. Supriya, you see, this politics of violence has shadowed our politics for a decade now. Polarization, hyper-polarization. Give me a quick response and then I'll move on to 3.0 Modi.
A man in Delhi stands and says Rahul Gandhi ka wo harsh hoga jo unki dadi ka hua tha. Why is he still a member of the BJP? A minister in your government says Rahul Gandhi is a terrorist number one.
What about Imran Masood's boti
Either
remarks?
you sack him, you distance yourself, or please don't come here and give me summons. I did not speak while you were speaking. Have the basic courtesy to do a television debate. Have that courtesy. This is not one of those shows where you can dance and sing and
Ma'am, do you also reject anyone who also uses violent language against the Prime Minister?
In a polarized polity like this, I'm answering that question. In a polarized polity like this, answer one question. If any untoward incident were to happen against my leader, is the BJP responsible?
She's not responding.
Why are you protecting?
That's the difference.
Why are you letting people get away with murder in your party?
I gave you a specific answer. She could not respond to that.
Okay, I've heard both sides. I am very clear, ma'am, you made your point. I hope you will also say that Imran Masood cannot use that language. The same language that Imran Masood was thought used cannot be used by Rajdeep Bittu.
I denounce it. Shame on him.
Okay.
I denounce it.
That's good.
I denounce it.
Okay.
I denounce it.
He was given a ticket.
No, 1 minute.
Is he willing to do that?
Okay.
Is he willing to say that Rajdeep Bittu should be sacked? Is he willing to say Marwa should be ousted from the party?
1984.
Okay, time out, producer.
What did Mr.
No, 1 minute, Pradeep, just a minute. We've heard both sides. As I said, our debate is on Modi 3.0, but what hasn't changed clearly is the hyper-polarization of our politics in the last 100 days. If anything, this short exchange shows it's intensified. Let me turn to specific hits and misses, and I'll get Rajat and Nilanjan to have quick responses. Modi 3.0 hits. Welfare focus on farmers, rural population, women. There have been more schemes announced for them. Infrastructure push continues. Projects worth rupees 3 lakh crore cleared. Unified pension scheme for government staff. Free health insurance for senior citizens under Ayushman Bharat. That scheme has been widened. And elections to be held in Jammu and Kashmir after 10 years. The misses of Modi 3.0. The failure to control the conflict in Manipur. Terror has found new bases in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Jammu. No solution yet given, concrete solution to the problem of epidemic of exam paper leaks. Rail accidents have risen in the last 100 days, raising questions over train safety. A failure to anticipate the revolt against Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh. And plus, there have been U-turns. Take a look at some of those U-turns. Lateral entry job ads were scrapped after allies opposition accused government of bypassing quota. Government withdrew the draft of broadcast bill aimed at checking content creators. Waqf bill has now been referred to a joint parliamentary committee after opposition called it draconian, and government has given relief after removing indexation benefits in real estate capital gains. Rajat Sethi, how do you respond to what is the difference? Give me an objective view, difference between Modi 3.0 and the first two regime. Is this a government now adjusting to coalition pressures?
I think so objectively speaking, I don't see Prime Minister Modi operating directly under any coalition pressure. But what he's actually, doing some course correction is around the fact that he missed the majority mark. It did require some, drawing board correction on what his vision was and where are the main gaps in people's understanding or people's support for the BJP and for himself. I think
how do you explain the U-turns? How do you then, if you say there are no coalition pressures, how do you explain the U-turns?
See, first of all, this Waqf board is going to remain an issue where Prime Minister Modi and the entire BJP will constantly expose the opposition on its hypocrisy. So this will become a deeply ideological issue that the BJP and the entire ecosystem of the BJP would proudly want to take it to every single household and generate huge amount of commotion in the country around it. Because it is one bill where the Congress will not have answers to, will not have any logical answers to. Okay, so do not think that this is some kind of a U-turn. This is a sharp strategy by Prime Minister Modi to expose the entire opposition through the Waqf board. Now, leave that aside. I don't think that is a U-turn. A lot of analysts are saying it is a U-turn. I don't see that. On the lateral entry, I suppose, he has shown nimbleness around it. As soon as, it was tabled, he realized that it could have, seriously dented his entire social justice paradigm, and he went back on it. And I agree, you require this nimbleness to ensure that nobody can come out and pinpoint on the core things which were snowballing into a major issue during the election time. What were the main issues on which BJP was found on a slippery slope? It was constitutional protection to the reservation. He did a U-turn on that, and rightfully so.
So you're saying it's more flexible. You're saying Modi 3.0 is showing a flexibility as a result of certain coalition compulsions.
He has accounted for the loss of majority in his decision-making and his leadership style. Right. I don't see coalition pressure. I see him filling in the gaps that were laid in because of some of the errors that the government made in Modi 2.0.
Okay.
And I think he's nimble enough, which other leaders would find they also have to be nimble to keep challenging Prime Minister Modi in Modi 3.0.
Very interesting, your perspective. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, your view. Do you see a very different Narendra Modi in these 100 days to Modi 1.0, 2.0? If you recall, 2.0 was when Article 370 was abrogated, CAA was brought in, triple talaq was abolished. Contrast to that, the Prime Minister seems to be a little more cautious, some would say, on bringing in polarizing issues in the first 100 days.
Well, Rajdeep, first of all, thank you very much for having me on your show and discussing something which is actually the first watershed of the third tenure of Mr. Modi. And Mr. Modi, we have seen his previous tenures also from 2014 and 19. This is not the first time that the 100 days of the government is being celebrated. Now, if we actually compare it with the celebrations in 2014 and also in 2019, and also try to go back to what all was done in 2014 and what was done in 2019, you very well listed them, starting with the amendment which was brought in UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. From that to the Ayodhya verdict, along with Kashmir 370, CAA, a large number of ideological issues were pushed through. Now, this time somehow these celebrations seem to be very muted. Now, let us not forget that this is the time, this year, was actually the kind of preparations which have been done by the government even before the elections were held to celebrate, to mark and actually to lay out an agenda for the 100 days is unprecedented. As far back as in February 2024, 10 committee, different sectors were formed, all secretary level officers to draw out a very detailed agenda of what has to be done for the 100 days, and that was to be announced in a mega fashion. Somewhere around the end of the campaign, I remember a very insightful interview with several of your colleagues of India Today, where Mr. Modi was asked about the 100 days, which he had been talking in each and every campaign speech of his, that I am going to come out with bade ideas, big ideas, that is what he would say. So he was asked about it by several of your colleagues. So he said, that actually I do not want to only get stuck to the 100 days. I would rather add another 25 days and make it 125, which for the first time appeared that he was not very certain about pushing this 100 days agenda in the line. Because we all know that there were indications that the verdict is not going that way. So there has been a lot of, I would say the shortages and slippages are seeing. You yourself have listed out several rollbacks which have been done in the last 3 months. We also have to take a look at the fact that, the basic message of the verdict has not been understood. Mr. Modi, I am sad to say that he remains to be in a bit of a denial mode. Now, whereas the verdict calls for a consultative approach to governance, he was the first one to actually, when he, when the cabinet was formed, the Council of Ministers was formed, he said that it's a government of continuity. Now, the moment you talk about continuity, you are actually reviving the spirit of 2014 and 19, which you do not have in numerical terms.
Okay,
so it sent a bad message that
I take your point, Nilanjan, that consultative spirit has diminished
size.
Okay. Yeah. Pradeep Bhandari, you heard that. that somewhere down the line, has the Prime Minister understood the message of 2024 in these 100 days? The message of the voters is to be more consultative, to take people along with you. Even where there are contentious issues, talk to them. I don't see any attempt made by the Prime Minister in Parliament, outside Parliament, to have a dialogue with the opposition, when the verdict clearly was to have such a dialogue.
Rajdeep, I'll answer that, but you allowed Supriya the liberty of diverting from the topic for
15
seconds.
I want you to answer this.
I will answer it. Just allow me 10 seconds of just factual thing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was said, Modi ki boti boti, Modi teri kabar khudegi. Congress leader Sheikh Hussain was said, kutte ki maut marega Modi. Rahul Gandhi said, lathi dande se marenge Prime Minister Narendra Modi ko. And as per the India Today article, Sukhwinder Singh Randhawa, again Congress party leader, said if Adani and Ambani have to be removed, Modi should be finished first, then defeated. Congress party did not take action. It took you 10 minutes for Supriya Shine to distance herself from Imran Masood, which was given a member of parliament.
You made your point. Now tell me.
Now I'm coming on.
Now, you know,
Rajdeep,
because I'll give you a live example
please.
of that is Manipur. One of the problems with Manipur is this government for a long time has been in denial. The Prime Minister not visited Manipur even once in the last more than a year. In these 100 days, he's never spoken really about Manipur except briefly in Parliament. The questions arise. These are the issues where he needs to bring everyone. Why not have an all-party meeting? What stops the Prime Minister from having a more consultative approach?
Rajdeep, Home Minister Amit Shah, in fact, today spoke about Manipur, and the government is extremely cognizant about it. If you look at the larger situation in Manipur, Rajdeep, whether it is on the form of casualties, or it is in terms of insurgency, or whether it is in terms of the situation which is there, the number of insurgent groups which have surrendered, you will see it is much better. During the time of the Congress party, blockade was a norm in the time of Manipur. We are absolutely cognizant about Manipur, but we do not want to politicize something which has a national security angle. Now, you spoke about that this government is different. Rajdeep, between 2014 to 19, do you remember two bills which this government had taken forward for wider consultation? I'll tell you. Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016 and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, both of them were further passed. So if you ask that giving a bill to JPC is the government bowing down, I disagree with it, because it has happened in the past also, Rajdeep. Another data point I'll throw, Rajdeep. In Modi 1.0, there were 20% plus bills which were given to select committee. In Modi 2.0, that number was 23%. Right now, only one bill which has gone to the JPC, which is Waqf Amendment Bill, in which Home Minister Amit Shah has categorically said that in the upcoming session of the Parliament, which will pass, because our allies, whether it is TTDP and JDU, have given their consensus to one nation, one election, or Waqf Amendment Bill.
Okay, I want to bring in Supriya Shine, though, on the economy, which you know well. You said, I saw your charge sheet against the Modi government saying prices have gone out of control. The fact is, last couple of months, prices are slowly coming down. The government says inflation is now firmly under control. Would you concede, therefore, that the Modi government has this ability that to course correct? Yes, even when prices were up 6 months ago, now when you look at it, situation much better. Would you concede that this is one of the strengths of the Modi government, the ability to course correct?
I will come on the economy in just a bit, but because we were discussing Manipur, it's important to remind our viewers here. Manipur has been burning for the last 16 months. There's fresh violence there. Internet has been freshly banned. Curfew has been imposed. RPG, rockets and drones are being used to attack. Our armed forces are being attacked in Manipur. 12 people have lost their lives in the last 2 weeks. You think Manipur is under control? Well, the Prime Minister hasn't found a single minute to go there. You want to talk about national security? Let's talk about Ladakh. And I will come to the economy, Rajdeep. I'm not going to let that pass by. Ladakh. People from Ladakh are marching to New Delhi because they are so sick and tired of the government turning a blind eye and a deaf ear. They have been saying now for 4 years that the Chinese have occupied a territory. The Modi government doesn't care. The Ladakh people are now marching to Delhi. What are you going to do? Attack them the same way that you attacked India's farmers and attack them with
Let's talk economy.
Pellets and aansu gas ke gole chhodenge aap? I'm coming on the economy, and the economy is a very interesting topic, because on the economy, the Prime Minister has presided over the death of Indian economy, over the death of employment, and he has totally presided over the death of investment.
Give me specifics. Those are rhetorical flourishes. Give me a specific. When you say the Prime Minister has presided over the death of economy, give me one specific. Speak specifically.
I am telling you how. The Prime Minister inherited the rupee at 58 to $1. It's at dangerously close levels of 84 to $1. FDI is 43% down over the last 3 years. It has been dipping. They used to tom it all the time. Unemployment is at 42% levels. This is a record high for unemployment. And Rajdeep, I don't know where you got your research from, because the RBI's last commentary continues to say that inflation is still dangerously high. Food inflation is still hovering at levels of 10%. I don't know what inflation management are you talking about, because on inflation, I will give you figures. Toll prices went up by 15%. CNG prices shot up. LPG commercial cylinders shot up. Milk prices shot up. Pulses shot up. Atta shot up. What has not shot up after the election? And this is just a 100-day report card. And also, I want to say one important thing here, Rajdeep, because this government talks about how much money they have invested. Where is that money going? Because clearly, the airports that you built and inaugurated right before elections, Jabalpur, Rajkot and Delhi, collapsed like a house of cards. Guess what? The roads and the pools are collapsing like a house of cards, including the statue of Shivaji, including the parliament canopy which is leaking, including the Garbhagriha of the Ram temple. That is what these guys have done to this country.
Okay,
and
yes.
I want to say,
ma'am.
Just specific,
26 terror strikes. 26 terror strikes in Jammu and Kashmir. 21 of our brave hearts have died. They want to talk about national security. 38 train accidents, 21 deaths. The reality
your time is up. Yes, Pradeep Bhandari, because you're in the studio, you get a privilege to respond quickly.
No, on just economy, Rajdeep, GDP rank during the time of UPA 10th, during the time of NDA 5th, the bank NPA during the time of UPA 11%, during the time of NDA 1%, the jobs created by UPA 1 and UPA 2 as per RBI 2.9 crore, the job created by the Bharatiya Janata Party 4 crore, EPFO data suggests that we've created more jobs.
Jobs is a contentious issue. There are reports which are clearly also suggested that we've had among the highest unemployment levels.
Rajdeep, I believe in RBI. You can quote some other agency. Fragile 5 economy left by UPA. Now it is in the top 5 economy as per all the group agencies. Highest growing economy. The quantum of FDI is more than what it was at the time of UPA. The inflation, whether it is WPI and CPI, they left it at 8% and 6.5%. One is at 3%, other is at 5.5%. If you talk about infrastructure spending, 15 lakh crores of infrastructure. If you look at the total infra spend by the UPA, it was 1.57 lakh crore. We have spent 44 lakh crore on infrastructure between 2019 to 24. Please debate on any data point. And on Jammu and Kashmir, I would advise Supriya Shine to see Rajdeep Sardesai's report on how Jammu and Kashmir has changed. You can, and that is how it is the final.
Okay, unfortunately, I have limited time. We'll try and wind. No, Supriya Shine, I'm afraid you made your point.
20 seconds.
Yes.
It's unfair for you. It's
20 seconds.
For you to not give me a chance to speak.
20 seconds. I've given you lots of time to speak.
You know, हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या? हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या? पढ़े लिखे को फारसी क्या? In Haryana, 5,000 सफाई कर्मचारियों की नौकरी आती है. 46,000 PGs and graduates are applying for it. That is where you have brought my country. You want to talk about jobs? You want to talk about the economy? Well, you have killed the economy, stupid. That's what you have done.
Okay, I know. I feel sorry for Rajat and Nilanjan. I apologize to them because when you have two politicians, they face off with each other. They throw numbers at each other. I'm going to apologize to them. I hope that I can get you and we can do a wider debate on Modi 3.0. For now, I have to stop here because we've got lots of stories. Okay, while you throw these numbers, and that really reflects, I think this conversation reflects one thing, as I said, that hasn't changed, the hyperpolarization of Indian politics at the moment, even after the 2024 verdict. Let's turn to the Supreme Court, which today passed an important order. No demolition through bulldozers will take place without its permission, except where there are street encroachments. Halting bulldozer justice till October 1. The court said even if there is one instance of an illegal demolition, it is against the ethos of the Constitution.
Supreme Court on Tuesday said no demolition exercise in the country should take place without its permission. Halting bulldozer justice, the court said, even if there is one instance of illegal demolition, it is against the ethos of the Constitution. A bench of Justices B.R. Gawai and K.V. Vishwanathan, however, clarified that its order will not be applicable to unauthorized structures on public roads, footpaths, water bodies and railway tracks. The top court issued a stern warning to the government against further grandstanding and glorification of such actions and ordered that there is no demolitions until further notice without explicit permission from this court, while cautioning that the Election Commission could also be called into the matter. The top court was hearing a batch of petitions alleging properties of those accused of crime were being demolished in several states. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, however, told the top court that a narrative was being built over demolition of properties. With camera person Ashwini Helan, this is Kanu Sarda along with Anisha Mathur from New Delhi for India Today.
Let's turn to our good news today's story, and it's the story of a Mumbai-based chocolate sculptor, Rintu Rathod, who crafted an edible Ganpati idol for this year's Ganesh Utsav. Rathod is immersing the idol tonight in milk at the end of the festival to make a desi protein shake, which he says will be distributed to underprivileged kids as prasad. Take a look at Good News Today.
Ganpati in chocolate. Rintu Rathod, a Mumbai-based chocolate sculptor, has been making idols every Ganesh Utsav for 14 years. This time Rathod says she has portrayed Ganesh as Ardhanarishwara to draw attention to rising crimes against women across India.
This year's Ganpati form is Ardhanari, so half female and half male body. So this is a very old form of Ganesha, long forgotten, but now he has come again in a chocolate form. So my idea is to, through Bapa, give a message that between male energy and female energies in the universe, there has to be some balance,
The idol is made of chocolate, dry fruits, millets and jaggery.
It took me around 48 hours, and this is made out of 30 kg of Belgian dark chocolate, and the height is 25 inches.
When the festival gets over, Rathod plans to immerse the idol in 90 liters of milk.
So the Visarjan process happens within our home, and we immerse our idol in milk, and the resultant chocolate milk we distribute among the underprivileged children as prasad.
Rathod sold around 100 idols this year. Many of her clients are based abroad.
14 years, and Bapa has really blessed me, because media all over the world have covered this idea, and I have clients coming from USA, from Hong Kong, from Singapore, from Dubai. They specially come and they take Bapa with them.
With Dev Kotak in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
It, of course, is Visarjan Day today across Maharashtra. Let me leave you, though, therefore, with two images. First, cities echoing with the sounds of dhol and amidst Ganpati Bappa Moria chants. Devotees thronging to immerse the idol as yet another Ganesh Chaturti comes to an end. Those are the images that we are getting you from Mumbai today. I want to leave you, though, with one more image, and it's an image that shows that Indian hockey is really, truly on the upward trajectory. Yet another win for our hockey team after winning the bronze medal in the Paris Olympic Games last month. India have now secured a record extending 5th Asian Champions Trophy title, a 1-0 win for India against host China, further extending their continental bragging rights. We leave you, though, with those images. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubh Ratri. Jai Hind, Namaskar.